wrong window. Isaiah, give it to you. Good, how are you? I like your pants.
Thank you.
Hi, you don't look happy. Mish Mabsut?
By the way, it just woke up.
Aww. Hey guys, that was my neighbor and her adorable little baby. We are heading to get our nails done today. I will try not to drop any F-bombs like last time. That was really funny. I apologize. What was that old skit? Lord, I apologize. So it's lunchtime. It's probably going to be a little busy today. Typically lunchtime is from like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Okay, so if you're in the US, you're about to freak out over the fact that I'm passing a bus, but here it's no big deal. So, sorry. I feel like the camera is really zoomed in for some reason today, and I don't know why, but that's okay. So this is the access road out of my society. Love our speed bumps. We're gonna have like 12 more before we get off this road. Not really, actually only like 3 or 4, but you know, dramatic effect. So anyway, I hope y'all are having a fantastic day today. So if you follow my blog at www.girlversuscity.com, then you know that I just started a 30-day challenge called Feed Your Happy. And it's all about small tasks this month, just little things that you can do just to kind of find your happiness and feed it a little bit. So today's challenge is to create 5 words about yourself, 5 positive words about yourself. And it's actually proven, little kitty cat smashed on the bump. So it's proving to be a little bit of a challenge for some people, unfortunately, and I've gotten some emails from people. I'm trying to my camera is really blurry today, but I obviously can't drive and mess with it. Anyway, so I've gotten some emails from people talking about how it's so hard for them just to find 5 words about themselves that are positive, and that really, really breaks my heart. So now comes this guy behind me is blowing his horn. The guy in front of me, I don't know if you saw him. Hold on, I'm getting squeezed out by bikes. Okay. So the guy behind me is honking his horn while the guy in front of me is just like walking his bike, looking at me like, are you going to stop? Are you not going to stop? And I always want to yell at them like, I'm going to stop, just go, or, you know, commit. Commitment is a huge problem here with anything, time, policy, etc., etc. So anyway, 5 positive words about yourself, and a lot of people are having challenges with this, and they're like, oh, can I just do 2 words? Can I just do 3 words? No, you have to do 5, and it's good for you. It is, I promise. The whole point is to develop a positive vocabulary and to see yourself in a positive light, and then get used to describing yourself in a positive light. Because when you're always telling yourself that you are certain words, you believe those words. So why not create a positive vocabulary to make yourself believe that you're just fantastic, because trust me, you are. My husband is calling right now, but he's in Angola for work, and I'm driving, and I can't answer, so I'll call him back. This road's really calm today. Normally this road is like 3-4 cars deep and people are passing like crazy, or just, you know, driving any which way that they want to drive. I'm hitting it during a green light, so there we go. What amazes me about the speed bumps here is how quickly they get worn down. So they're constantly just putting in new ones, and then within 3 or 4 months, the speed bump will be completely gone just from the sheer amount of traffic that drives over it. So I'm from Indiana in the US, and the entire state of Indiana has like 8 million people. My entire town, just my town here, has 12.5 to 13 million. It's really hard to get like an accurate reading, because census, I guess you would say, because not everybody here actually files birth certificates, and some people actually cannot file birth certificates, so they're in nomadic tribes that the government doesn't represent, and the government won't accept them. So it could be even more. If you're a motorcycle rider and you're watching this, you're probably freaking out right now that I'm passing in between 2 motorcycles. It's definitely not something that we encourage in the US of safety for 2-wheelers, but here it's just par for course. I'm really scared of what's going to happen when I move back to someplace that has controlled driving and driving regulations. I don't know if I can do it. I can, of course. I drive in the US. It's always a little difficult getting adjusted at first, and remembering to drive on the other side of the road while I'm there. But the last time I went home, we took a huge road trip through, like from Indiana down. We did the entire state of Florida, down the west coast, back up the east coast, down to Miami and up the east coast. And then we went up the east coast, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and then back up through Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky. But at one point, I know my dad was exhausted from having to drive, so, you know, he's like, will you guys drive? I was like, sure, no problem. But here, I never, ever go over, like, the quickest I go is like 40 kilometers an hour. So we're there going through Florida, and I'm in, here I drive a Hyundai i10, which is a really small, compact car. And they have a big Buick, I don't know, whatever that Buick SUV is. I just know her name's Dorothy because she's red and we all love The Wizard of Oz. I don't know what kind of car. Enclave. So they have a Buick Enclave, and because we were going on a 3-week road trip with the 4 of us, we also had a luggage extender on the back, because my mom packed like we were moving. This rickshaw. this section here is crazy because that's where all the rickshaws gas up. So my mom packed like we were moving. I mean, we had an espresso machine with us. We had, I don't know, everything you could imagine under the sun for that trip. It was a lot of fun. So I go from driving this little tiny Hyundai i10 to this Buick Enclave on the highway, and it was very difficult. That's all I'm gonna say. My heart might have been racing a little bit because, you know, going faster, a lot faster. And just the sheer size of the car. Even when my dad was driving, I was afraid that we were gonna wreck because he's obviously used to the car, but I've been driving a little crazy. And since I live in India, if I say you're driving crazy, bitch, you're driving crazy. See, like, that drives me crazy. People just stop in the middle of the road. Like, if I wanted to, I could just stop right here and start screwing around with my phone, and no one would think twice of it because that's just what happens. Now they're stopped, and now nobody's gonna look around them. They're just gonna pull over. So that's really frustrating when you're driving because you have to pay attention to what's going on behind you, what's going on in front of you, and you can never really judge how people are coming at you. It's kind of crazy. So like now I need to get over. You'll be in this lane here to go straight, and people will get in this lane to turn right. So turning right here is like a left turn in the US. So it'd be like getting in the right hand lane to turn left in the US, like this bike is doing right in front of me. And then people wonder why there's so many accidents. So back to my 30-day challenge. Join it. You can find it on Instagram, on my personal Girl vs. City, or you can find it at Your Happy is Hungry, which is the Instagram handle for the Feed Your Happy challenges that we're doing. Unfortunately, Feed Your Happy is taken by people who aren't even using their account. It made me really sad. But Your Happy is Hungry is our Instagram, and you can find us on Twitter at FeedYourHappy1. I'm going to cut down this street because I'm going to try to avoid paying for parking. What a disaster. That's a bad idea. Maybe you think these streets are crazy. One time you've got to drive with me in Cairo because the streets there are really, really tiny and not at all meant for lots of traffic. It's like this guy's just walking down the road. Like, people here don't even use sidewalks. This side of town that we're in right now is called Koregaon Park, and the road that I'm trying to avoid is absolutely beautiful, so you'll see it when we leave, but I didn't want to have to pay for parking, so I'm coming down this road. dog under this car, and my goal is to not hit the dog. Make sure they have enough room. Okay, I'm gonna go get my nails did. See you guys in a few minutes.